All right, and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. We have some audio issues, of course. There we are. We are back. I was just like, why didn't it say Curse Hollow? Either way, let's go ahead. We're going to get into this. Welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am Bahamut, your caster. This is a Division C matchup as we get a choke off our span. What? On the left, we're going to be having PsychoSwarm, and on the right is going to be Guys Gems. They also, all right, so PsychoSwarm has a player name that I asked them how to pronounce it, and they were just like, the worse the better. So I wrote it phonetically the way that I think I should be saying it. I'm going to try and say it during introduction, and then I'm just going to shorten it afterwards, and we'll just use like a first letter or something. But let's go ahead and get into this draft. We had coin flip that was won by Guys Gems. They banned out Volskaya Foundry, and then PsychoSwarm took out Tomb of Spider Queen. Fun fact, I was just telling them, that is actually the two maps we played, or I casted, in the last matchup between Dunning-Krieger Knights versus the real Ultimate Mosh Pit. If you missed that matchup, go ahead and catch the VOD at some point. It's a really, really good game. One Mega Man fan, thank you for the host. Welcome to the games. You are just in time. We are literally just getting into this draft. On the left, we have PsychoSwarm picking up that Joanna. And your eyes aren't deceiving you. That definitely is a Cho'Gall first ban. And on Curse Hollow, too. This is interesting. This is really interesting. All right, so we're going to be getting Joanna first pick on the side of PsychoSwarm. This is Div C, so, like, I'm trying to, like, I'm thinking of, like, all these, like, oh, yeah, so, like, we just had this. Like, I mean, I would have never expected a Kael'thas and Dahaka, yes. And I'm not laughing at their picks. It's just, it's when you go from one meta into a completely different one, because each division has their own meta, and I'm trying to cast every single division. I think yeah, like, last week we did FML Esports, I think, with Dunkstick, actually, was co-casting that game with me last week. It was FML Esports versus Guys Gems, actually. Yes, because they were actually like, oh, glad to have you again. I'm like, wait a minute. All right. Oh, what? All right. Either way. Sorry, it's just big old red text. Either way. All right, let's go ahead and we'll continue into this. Li Ming and Stukov being picked up on the side of PsychoSwarm. Poke damage is really strong from the Li Ming. I really like the Stukov. The push tool can be extremely powerful. The silence is a really good zoning tool, especially around all these capture points, or I guess tribute spawns would be a better term. Then Kael'thas, really good poke damage on the side of Guys Gems, as well as that Dahaka for the global aspect. I really like that. Now, dang it, I was going to start talking about bans, and I was actually just about to say, how did Hanzo make it this far through without being picked up? The scatter arrow build, the simple geometry at 1, scatter arrow or sharpened arrow at 4, and then I am blanking on the 7 talent, but you get the auto attack cooldown reduction just to burn. It's 2 bosses. Like, how do you not take a Hanzo here? But they go ahead. They ban it out. They take it off the table. Now, we are getting into the second half of this draft, and they are cruising right through this. I do apologize that I'm not keeping up with them. So we do have the Kael'thas Dahaka. They're going to need a main tank. They're going to need a healer, and they're going to need what I would consider some melee damage, maybe some... Well, they could... Ooh. I like the idea of them, if they play this a little bit slow, they could pick up a Tyrael here, and then they could also pick up like a Thrall. Thrall has really good poke damage, works with the Kael'thas, can kind of play from that range a little bit, and then when they need to go in, they have that Dahaka, they have the Thrall to go in, Kael'thas pokes in the back line. I think Thrall offers some good maneuverability. Just whatever I said, just throw it in the trash can, because they got Malfurion and Tracer. And I really actually do like that. I think Tracer can be an absolute nuisance on a map like this. I wonder if we're going to get a... I'm like, oh, we're going to get a Junkrat. With the Li Ming, though, I don't know if they're going to want to double down on something of that kind of range, especially with the Joanna. They're going to need something to deal with that Dahaka as well. I like the idea of a Falstad. Gives you some boss control here. You can kind of lean into the Dahaka a little bit. Oh. Atticus86, thank you for the follow. I do appreciate that. Thank you for coming through. All right, I'm sorry. There we go. I'm just going to let them know that... Wrong one. There we go. Let them know. It's just like, hey, just one player drop. We'll get you back in here. Atticus, thank you for that follow. I do appreciate that. We have, they were just saying, Yeah, same pick, same bands. They were just saying, you guys can't see because my chair's in the way, that there was a, like, they couldn't lock in, the drafter could not lock in a hero. It was really weird. Like, they were the drafter. I remember setting Cujo to be the drafter, but they were just like, we can't pick anything. And I was like, oh, we'll just remake lobby. Like, it's no big deal. Like, these things happen. The game's buggy. It's whatever. I mean, core health doesn't show properly. Blizzard calling you out. 3D portraits. All right, we just got to get one member back in here. I think 2 might have left. All right, let's add on to Cujo. Make sure everything's all set. That looks okay to me. We got a yep from one team. Just need a yep from the other. Okay, cool. All right, let's go ahead and get back into this. They're going to do same picks, same bands, all that good stuff. Let's get into... Decent timing on that one. That's no big deal. So they'll burn through these. We're going to get a Cho'Gall ban. We're going to get a Garrosh ban. We'll get the, you know, all these picks throughout here. So we can just start to talk about a little bit of the speed draft. Go! Yeah, we're going to speed run this draft. That was interesting. I've never had that interaction before. I've never had that issue for a drafter not to be able to ban, lock, or do any of that. Ban Gall this time. He has a higher win rate. Oh, just like padding the stats. Like, I absolutely love that. Sonic Fast. Don't fraternize with the enemy. Oh god, these guys. At least you know they're making light of all this. I do get a shout out for that. Oh, all right, okay. Didn't know we could do that. All right. Sorry, I am just checking channels to make sure I'm not missing anything vital towards me. And we've seen this draft. Okay. We'll get through this in just a second. It was the Hanzo. And then we had, oh boy, what was the choke on their side? I don't remember this. It literally just happened. It was the Muradin, yeah. We went ahead and grabbed the Malfurion Tracer here. And then I think we were waiting on the 4-5 pick for the members of PsychoSwarm when there was the lock. Why sad, Stukov? Alright, let's make sure. Hopefully they can lock in these here. Alright, so we are actually back into the draft phase here, so we can talk about these. Alright. They are going to need something to go into that Dahaka. I was actually noting that I think... Is it working? Actually, I'm curious. Is it working? Because, like, part of me is just like, wait, are they pinwheeling? We think so. Okay. Ooh, fingers crossed. But we are going to be getting these next 2 picks. I honestly love the idea of a Falstead here, and then they could be picking up... I'm not sure, actually. What would I put on this team? Ooh, I actually really like that Leoric. Let the games begin. Now that I wasn't expecting. Plot twist, they pick Gall. You can ban one. Yeah, that's the thing is, just so you guys know, you have to ban out Cho and Gall if you want to get rid of the... No, you don't. Don't. You don't have to. That's not true whatsoever. But this last pick, though, so they do pick up that Leoric for the solo lane. We'll be going to the Dahaka. Offers quite a bit. 13-16 range for the Leoric is quite a big power spike. And not in the sense of Leoric doing more damage, but in the sense of Leoric's debuff to the enemy team, as well as the cooldown reset on that... on the Wraithwalk from the Spectral Swing, is it? I don't know the swing off the top of my head what it's called. So you pronounce my name as... Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for the pronunciation correction when you literally just told me. Yeah, that's pretty clear now. All right, we are going to be getting this Diablo in the last slot. I actually really like how their draft rounded out on the side of Guy's Gems. Just in case you didn't catch it. These guys, just trolls. Just trolls. Let's get into this. I really don't know who I'd give the power ranking over to on this. I think the Medivh could be really, really terrifying. But at the same time, I'm just like, that Diablo, that Tracer, that Malfurion, like, those 3 core are terrifying to me. Then you add a Dahaka, more CC, you add a Kael'thas, more CC and backline damage and poke. Also, I just gotta say, nice portrait synergies for both teams. Real quickly, the nice, it's each, right side, just perfect. Left side, though, all the little Nexus emblems, I gotta say, that I like that. It looks good. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into this. On the left-hand side, we are gonna be having PsychoSwarm with Magic Walrus gonna be on the Leoric. Cars and Guitars gonna be on the Joanna. Cheese Sticks gonna be on the Stukov, I do believe. No, excuse me, on the Li Ming. We will have, I have to check it. I'm sorry, guys. The battle begins. Kuja gonna be on the Medivh, and then as I wrote it down, USCO Zuva is gonna be on the Stukov, which we will refer to as U, or UAS, I think it'll be shorter. And then on the right-hand side, we are gonna be having Guys Gems with Odin on the Diablo. Cody Kraz going to be on that Tracer. Spoogle's going to be on the Kael'thas. Stwish going to be on the Dahaka. And White Ghost on that Malfurion. Already going to be having an Overpower and Shadow Charge onto the Joanna as Tracer works into the enemy team. Just starting to work on that Pulse Bomb. 6% already on that. We'll poke it, we'll keep an eye on that as this progresses. The other things just to note really quickly, stacking talent-wise, we are going to be having the... the speed boost on the Dahaka, enhanced agility, I do believe it is. Correct? Yeah, enhanced agility. Though we do have a 2-man rotation. Cody Kraz and Odin going to be coming into this top lane. Magic Walrus going to get hit into the wall, but not enough early game damage to gain a kill at this time. Bottom lane, though, we are going to be having Cheese Sticks. Actually going to be going ahead and getting tongue dragged by the Dahaka there. Not going to be getting the kill, though. Not enough burst damage into that Li Ming. Meanwhile, though, in mid, getting pushed back a little bit. Kael'thas actually going into a different build. We actually usually see either the Regen Globe talent at level 1, or we see Convection, the quote-unquote trap talent at 1. Now, I don't really see the Felon Fusion too often, but free spell power, a little bit of health. See if it works out for them here as we do get about 1.5 minutes. We're halfway to the first objective as we just a little bit of laning coming out. Leo being left in top lane by themselves. Gonna get some big values. Odin is looking for a Shadow Charge onto Cars and Guitars. Not gonna be enough. There will be the Overpower. Some body blocking coming out. That will be Kael'thas interrupting. There is the Stukov Silence right underneath. Unstoppable is used. That Iron Skinned making sure they don't lose too much health here as they get that Chain Bomb onto the Joanna, not spreading. Meanwhile, though, Tracer gonna be grabbing this Siege Camp to push into bottom. Hasn't been picked up on the side of PsychoSwarm, so Guys Gems just having that little bit of an advantage in that bottom lane. The other thing to note is that they've got Dahaka in this bottom lane. They've got a camp pushing in. By the time that camp is kind of crashing, the objective should be just about... Ooh, no, it's going to be a little earlier than that. But if Li Ming can't burn this down, if Dahaka can zone pretty well, they're going to have a really good push while the objective is activating. We have 30 seconds in now. Meanwhile, though, Cars and Guitars taking a little bit of damage from Cody Kraz here and being that sticky Tracer. Now, the other thing to consider, though, is they have that blind, and that's about 2 clips of Tracer's damage there. I do believe that is just completely mitigated by that blind from the Joanna. So at this point, they'll be kind of playing around that. They do grab this camp from mid lane. Bottom lane, Dahaka is getting kind of pushed back by Cars and Guitars and Kujo. Medivh just going to be pushing this out a little bit, but they're still going to be leaving Dahaka down here for quite some time. Stwish just going to be making sure they soak up as much experience as possible. Meanwhile, though, Odin... Actually, no, the Burrow's going to come out. Magic Walrus is going to go ahead and interrupt Odin at this time, but won't be enough as they do invade here. They do get the... They actually get the pulse around onto Cheese Sticks there as they are starting to dive onto this backline quite a bit, chasing some of them very, very far away. Medivh has come in that bird form. We do have the blink out from Tracer, starting to work their way back here. A little bit low. Gonna need to get some healing out from the Malfurion. The one thing I'm afraid of is, though, at least for the members of Guys Gems, is the resets from Li Ming. If they can just get one reset that's huge for them, as they do get onto that Stukov a little bit. Uaz is making sure that the team does have that pushel. The portal does come out from the Medivh, as Stwish is going to go ahead and try and capture the Spoogle so low. Going to back off at this time. Maybe go for the cap themselves. Odin a little bit low themselves. Doesn't have that 100 stacks of Black Soul Stones, only at 30 out of the 100 for the required revive, as Magic Walrus is in a bad spot. I don't think there is the Wraithwalk, or at least it won't be in. Oh, with 100 and some health, able to get away, but that will be first objective going over in favor for the members of Guys Gems. Meanwhile, mid, there was that siege from the Bruiser camp that is going to be dealt with. Bottom lane stacking up a little bit in favor for the members of PsychoSwarm, but I wouldn't be too surprised to see a Dahaka Burrow, or, well, next objective is bottom-ish, so they're going to have to rotate assets down there, and this is getting stacked up quite a bit. They're going to need to dedicate an asset down there quite soon. Granted, though, the objective is popping at this time. They can rotate down here, because it looks like the gate will be getting the majority of the experience, or at least, well, not going to be getting any experience for the team, but just going to be pushing this back. They're not going to lose their gate, not going to be losing too much out on this, as Odin is going to go ahead, rotate in with some of the members of the team. Meanwhile, though, Dahaka once again having that burrow available, I do believe. Yeah, burrow is available, so they can come in at any time. 7's achieved for both team. Medivh going to get that scouting out at this time. Uaz going to be pushed out by Odin. We do have Cody Kraz diving in at this time. There is the root going to be coming out. Pulsarong going to be hitting onto Li Ming, but the protective status will be there. We do have Stwish taking a little bit of damage, getting forced back by Magic Walrus, but Leo taking quite a bit themselves, as it looks like there is that poke damage out from Dahaka at this time. Tongue going to be going out, but it's only going to be onto Cheese Sticks, not going to get the pullback, as there is the Leoric falling at this time very early in the fight. That will be Li Ming falling as well. Odin not in the best spot, but Stukov will be the next one to fall, as they look to set their sights on Cars and Guitars. Pulsarong going to be going out. I don't know if there's an Iron Skin available. There is the slow. Iron Skin is popped at this time. They start to chase even more. That will be the Shadow Charge in, but they go ahead and pick that up, as Guys Gems look to grab another. Was Medivh? You can kind of see it right there. It's just that little bar. The Hako just popped right on top of it, encased. Swing Time, thank you for the auto host. I do appreciate that. So it looks like that we are going to be having this camp picked up. No, they go ahead and they dive on a Medivh. Protect status does come out. That will be Kael'thas not making that oh boy, I'm forgetting the name, but that will be Medivh falling. I have to look it up, because I am just blanking out on it. Gravity Lapse. I don't know why I want to say Time Lapse, but maybe it's because we just casted a Chromie. Either way, that will be the third objective up and available, and Guys Gems potentially can pick this up, and they can potentially get a curse as well. The Haka, though, going to respond to this top lane. Stwish, making sure that they don't lose out too much on this gate. They should be able to defend it. They're going to save the one tower, but this will be the next objective popping in this top right position, while they go ahead and deal with the mid lane that was grabbed by the members of PsychoSwarm. A little spread out at this time. 10s are really close, but they're not going to be getting it anytime soon. Pulse Round is available for the Tracer. Portal going to be there. Kujo and Magic Walrus looking for the pick onto Spoogle is not going to be happening. Odin, though, all by themselves. 90 stacks on the Black Soulstone. Going to get that charge onto Kujo there. Going to move their way over to Uaz, and actually getting that Tracer is going to be falling. And I gotta say, it's huge. Actually, Dahaka going to get the burrow at this time. Paul going to be going on, but there will be the healing coming out. Burrow with some essence as well. They get the Apocalypse. They have 10s here. That will be Apocalypse and also Phoenix coming out at this time. Odin going to be saving them, but that will be Medivh falling. That will also be Li Ming falling on top of that. Cars and Guitars looks like they could be the next one, as the Gravity Lapse does come out. They do actually use the Condemn to slow them down a little bit, but that potentially is Magic Walrus falling, as we do have just this chase onto Uaz. And meanwhile, Spoogles will go ahead, get that. I don't think Dahaka has the burrow at this time, but they have, this is what I'm talking about, this stacking and bottom. This is huge for them. This is going to get a lot of value as they go ahead, rotate some assets into mid. Looks like Cody Kraz will be going down to this bottom to make sure they soak up this little extra experience and burn down this fort a little bit faster. A couple members in mid, and it looks like the Malfurion just by themselves in top, as Diablo is going to be coming back. Don't think Diablo fell there, if I'm not mistaken. Mid lane being opened up a little bit. Bottom lane went down. Cody Kraz getting onto cheese sticks here. There isn't much, and that will be the Li Ming falling during this curse phase as they push into top bottom lane a little bit more. Going ahead and zone it, getting zoned out from here. They do not save their well in mid lane. Top lane, though, White goes pushing into Magic Walrus, just playing this extremely safe, just taking the value they can get, making sure that they get a lot of siege with this. And I gotta say, this is a strong game from the members of Guy's Gems as they set their sights on really opening this up. And they got quite a bit of value here during this, as it looks like they go ahead, they grab the boss for that top lane. Curious to see if they make a play from boss onto the opponent's boss. We'll find out in just a minute, as I did not go through some of the heroic talents that were chosen. We do actually have March of the Black King from the Leoric. We have Leyline Seal from the Medivh, Blessed Shield from that Joanna, Flailing Swipe from the Stukov, and Wave of Force from the Li Ming. So a couple, I wouldn't say oddities, but some changes in there. We've been seeing a lot of Massive Shove from the Medivh, or not Medivh. Medivh doesn't have Massive Shove. What are you thinking? From the Stukov, and we are also seeing quite a bit of Entomb. I actually rarely see March of the Black King, so I'm wondering how PsychoSwarm is going to utilize that, as that they do go ahead and they rotate down to bottom lane. They didn't see the enemy team. They definitely know that someone went ahead and picked up that camp, but now that they're showing in top, they do know that they have the comfort for this, so they will be able to pick this up. Granted, also Medivh does have scouting, so both teams know where each are located, but they can't let this boss just go, because it is definitely going to be getting a fort at this time. Meanwhile, though, bottom will be pushing onto that heap. They have that Leyline Seal, but they won't be able to rotate anyone down in time, so they can delay, but for what, potentially? There's a Leyline Seal. Thing is, they didn't get everybody. Silence comes out, Medivh will be dying. That will be bottom lane picked up with a boss, and I actually misspoke. They did not get top lane with that boss. But they're going to be pushing down the bottom with the rest of this. Now, it's 13 to 11, and I haven't even talked about the other side talents, but it will be the isolation from the Dahaka. Oh, I bought Pulse Grenade? Quantum Spike, not even close. I don't know that the Tracer upgrades very well by heart. Oh, baby, wow. Yo, Kimchi, how you doing? Thank you for coming by. Hope you're enjoying the games. But we do have an overpower going under Kujo. Quite a bit of damage here, as we also have a portal going out, but they won't be able to connect through it, and that will be the Medivh falling once again, losing those stacks on top of that. Boss working on this keep at this time. Diablo going to get that Shadow Charge in from downtown. Magic Walrus getting that Pulse Round put on them. That will be the Apocalypse coming out as well. Magic Walrus out just fine. Leo going to be going into that Hall of Storms, but Uaz on that Stukov going to be falling, and it looks like at this time they're going to be trying to end the game with this boss. 11 minutes into the game? Cars and Guitars a little bit low. Chain Bomb going to be spreading onto quite a few of the people. The root just come out. They back right into there, but that will be core falling below 50%. No one's really being focused. The Kael'thas will be falling. That is a reset for the Li Ming. Cars and Guitars a little bit low themselves. That will be the Shadow Charge. Diablo's trying to do everything they can while... Ooh, the Leyline Seal, but that will be game number 1 going over to Guy's Gems. GG. Well played. Number 2 on... I was late. Let's get into this. Game number 2, Braxis Holdout. It's Cho'Gall banned from PsychoSwarm first. Do we get it again? It is a Cho'Gall map. And the big question is, do they skip over the Cho'Gall and then someone picks it up? That's what I want to know. Like, I want to know... Excuse me, if we're going to be getting a Like, I would really like to get it. Last night we actually had Lost Vikings. Gul'dan actually being banned out. And I actually really do like that. The ability to... Okay, so they're going to ban out Gaul once again. Make sure that win rate, or that ban rate is even with Cho. But I do like the Gul'dan ban because the fact that... Changed it up, I see. I do like... Gul'dan has really, really good wave clear. Has really good point control, point poke, as well as the Horrify. Like... That's a huge aspect for a team fight, so definitely something that I would be worried about. Oh, dang. Okay. Sorry, I'm just checking messages once again, making sure that I'm not missing anything. Okay, cool. All right, let's continue into this as both teams did their homework for this game. Okay, so I think the Cho'Gall might have been a target ban, but we do have the Kael'thas being picked up on the side of PsychoSwarm as well as the Stukov. Stukov being grabbed with the Kael'thas. I like that. Good point control from both of the members. as well as poke damage out from the Kael'thas, zoning from the Stukov. Why does it look like Kael'thas has, like, he just looks like he's got something wrong, like, around his mouth in the portrait. Sorry. Like, it's just like, I don't know. I'm not a fan of the portraits. Like, really don't like them. I don't think they help. Really don't think they help. Especially when, you know, you're trying to look for banned skins. And I don't know, it's the little animations. Like, I really do like the little animations. The static imagery is just whatever to me. Alright, I'm so off track. Like, I'm getting on my own personal rant here again. But Joanna going to be picked up on the side of Guy's Gems. What are they going to be grabbing with that? They go early for their wave clear. Ooh, they grab the Hanzo, and we're going to have a Rexar. Interesting. Okay. I like the Rexar pickup. I really do like that. I've seen some other teams pull it out here and there. I think I've actually honestly casted Rexar twice in my casting career in the last, like, 9-ish months. I don't know. I'm going on a year quite soon, I want to say. I don't think 9 is right. Yeah, so that's the thing is, like, this, you know, someone's in here also saying the Cyberhop Kael'thas is banned, by the way. Like, you have to type these messages to people now because, like, I don't know what they're saying. Like, I don't know what their skin is. Like, usually that's what you can see in the portrait. For me, that's useful. Like, I can go in and just be like, yo, just so you know, that skin you're currently hovering with is banned. Yeah, good luck. It's just one of those things, like, I know all these things by heart, but I can't see them anymore. When they do get picked, you can see them, but it's... People change. People change their skins once they rotate off into different heroes. Abilities are harder to see. Flame Strike looks weird. Yep. That's exactly it, actually. So the Malfurion will be banned out by the members of PsychoSwarm. They do need a healer for Guy's Gems does need that healer, so not a bad ban at all. They need a main tank, and they're going to need some damage on top of that, and a solo laner. Big question is, what are you going to ban out to deal with that? And I'm actually kind of surprised they didn't really go... Well, actually, I'm a little surprised they didn't go into the Diablo here. Prioritize the Joanna themselves highly, much like we saw PsychoSwarm do. I like the idea of a Diablo ban. If they're not gonna, that doesn't seem like they're gonna take it themselves, but they take out the Garrosh. And actually, the repositioning from him could be huge. Garrosh into Stukov could be powerful. I mean, even then, Diablo into Stukov could be powerful. Maybe they don't have a Diablo player and they know that there's someone strong on the Garrosh. It's an option as well. Okay. We grab Leoric again, right? Am I thinking of this correctly? Yeah. They grab Leoric again with Phoenix. And so far, honestly, I haven't seen a whole lot of... I wouldn't say, like, good games or, like, bad games. I haven't seen a lot of teams really succeed with the Phoenix as much as I would expect it. And I'm kind of sad about it. I was thinking that Phoenix would be a huge asset to teams, but fortunately not. I mean, well, not that he isn't. It's just not getting what's expected, but we'll see how that's going to be played here. It's going to be in the 4-man, as Leoric will be in that top lane up into the Rexar. They currently have a Joanna and Hanzo. They're going to need some wave clear on the side of Guy's Gems. They're also going to need a support. Dukov out, Malfurion out. Lieutenant Morales is honestly an option. We've seen it on this map quite a bit. The displacement from the grenade's huge. Rhaegar, I think, is more of a realistic choice in this situation. Okay, alright, no, they go into Lieutenant Morales and they go into the Tracer once again. They got a lot of value from that, so they're not going to be going for the wave clear. But I will say this, I've had a lot of friends say this to me on this map, and it holds true sometimes. They don't have a lot of wave clear on the side of Guy's Gems. But if you go in with the mentality that's just like, alright, if we never lose the beacon phase and we never have to deal with wave clear, why draft for it? And I'm like, that is a ballsy mentality to have, and I love it, but it's also terrifying, because if you do get pushed on, what are you gonna do? Also, Varian's portrait looks like he's about to fall asleep. Just want to point that out. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Game 2, let's see. The Siege and the push power from PsychoSwarm could be devastating. At the same time, the team fight and the damage coming out from Guy's Gems, I would worry about that. The Rexar, I think, is going to be one of the outliers here, as well as the Phoenix. I think each team has kind of an outlier, and we're going to see how that works out. All right, let's go ahead. We're going to get into this. Game number 2. On the left, we're going to be having PsychoSwarm with... All right, I'll do the whole thing once again. USCO Zuva, or UAZ, as I've been saying for short, on the Stukov. Cheesestick's going to be on the Kael'thas. Cujo going to be on the Phoenix. Cars and Guitars going to be on that Stukov, on the Varian. And in the top lane, in the solo, Magic Walrus once again on the Yorick. On the right-hand side, up one game, we're going to have Guy's Gems with Stwish going to be on the Rexar. In bottom lane, we're going to be having Odin on the Joanna, Cody Kaz on the Tracer once again, Spoogel's going to be on that Hanzo, and White Ghost on the Lieutenant Morales. So, as I said, in top lane, we are going to be having that Rexar versus the Leoric. These two will be kind of battling it out. Leo into Rexar, drain the bear, num num. Zunicorn, Linehouse, how you guys doing? Thank you for coming by. Hope you're enjoying the stream. This is game 2, match 2. Let's get into this, as we do have a Condemned coming out under a couple of the members. No follow-up damage. Cody Kaz just trying to get some damage out onto Cujo there. Not going to be yielding anything kill-wise as Odin going in there. Now, really quickly, just to talk about some level 1 talents, we are going to be having the grenade questing talent from Lieutenant Morales, as we do have a Condemned going on to 4 members. Tracer going to get that recall right out of there. No big deal. The other thing to note is we are going to be having the, I don't know it by heart, Target Practice, right? Yeah, Target Practice on the Hanzo at level 1, so a little bit of a different build. Pain Bomb going to be spread out into a couple members, not going to be getting too much damage. Kael'thas, though, going to be going into that Arcane Shield as Cars and Guitars gets out with a couple health. Excuse me, Mana Addict. It never changed the one hero that never had the name change, but like had a little functionality change. Still, it's Mana Addict. Phoenix, though, going into those stacking lasers at level 1. Cody Taz taking a little bit of damage there. So the one thing we're seeing a little bit different though from the variant, we're actually gonna be having the overpower at level 1. Typically, we see a lot of Lion's Maw. That's not going to be happening, as we do currently have charge going over in favor for the members of PsychoSwarm here. This is, I want to also note really quickly, this is their map of choice. This is PsychoSwarm's map. We're going to be seeing how they play into this as they get 38%. Some damage onto a couple of these heroes. They actually force the recall out, but that will be the charge going back over in favor for the members of Guy's Gems. Magic Walrus going to be zoned away a little bit by Stwish, but going to be going on to that point. A little bit of a fight. Going to be probably breaking out as Cars and Guitars tries to do the exact same thing. Gets the charge into Cody Kaz. This is the one thing I'm a little worried about into not the later half, into the fours here, as we might get taunt out from Cars and Guitars, and that could be huge for them. Real quickly, just peeking into this top lane. They start to get the charge in favor for the members of Guy's Gems. Magic Walrus trying to stop this as they do get that stall out and push it over in favor. So it is going to be top held over for PsychoSwarm and bottom held over by Guy's Gems. Cujo losing those shields, taking some actual decent damage out. Charge going to be going back over in favor for the members of Guy's Gems, as so many of the members in bottom are low. They do have that pustule healing from UAZ. Looks like that will be the first Zerg wave going over, mostly in favor for the members of Guy's Gems. As they do actually rotate the Tracer into top, Magic Walrus going to be taking quite a bit of damage. That will be the Leoric falling. Bottom lane has a decent amount of Zerg to deal with. They do have a couple members to clear this out. And at this point, they're going to hold this over fairly well. They have the Tracer and the Rexar in top lane. Magic Walrus is going to be reviving quite quickly. UAZ is going to use that Lurking Arm, especially with the expanded zone, to get some clear on this front Zerg wave. Meanwhile, Magic Walrus did pop. Going to be going ahead and just getting some of that cleave damage, as well as the Spectral Swing. Trying to get as much of this clear as quickly as possible without losing out too much on this front gate. Tracer poking in, though, going to get taunted, and that could be the blow-up, as Cody Kaz is going to have to use all the blinks to get right out of there. And that's the one thing I was going to say. At level 4, I was worried about. I was like, that taunt from the variant could be devastating. And nice little Sonic Arrow right on to UAZ, as it does follow them as they move back here. They are going to get the Condemn onto a couple of members. Magic Walrus looks like they're the target. Grenade going out from White Ghost, not going to get any knockback they're looking for. Meanwhile, in bottom, the Zerg wave is still activated. We need to get the clear onto that real quickly with the Rexar into the Kael'thas down there. I'm going to try and push this up a little bit more. The Pulse Bomb is available. They are going to go ahead and get that onto Cujo, but the Blink will completely mitigate that, and that will be the Pushter going out, getting them right back up to full health. Shields will be charging up as well. And they're going to be holding over this top lane just fine as they rotate the Leoric out for the Kael'thas. Rex are going to go ahead and get that clear onto that Zerg wave just about finally. We'll be getting another one right around the 6-minute mark, I do believe, in this game. Maybe even closer to 7. As they continue to push into this top lane quite well. They're holding this over very well for the members of Guy's Gems. As honestly, I was... Oh, Taunt could be coming out. There is the silence on top of that. No blinks out for that Tracer. And as I spoke to Sen, I was like, man, PsychoSwarm, they're starting out really good, but it looks like Guy's Gems is come back. No, I should hold my breath because they got that kill on the Tracer. Found out that if they go ahead and just throw that silence right underneath the taunt, they can't do too much, as Magic Walrus is going to go ahead and try and stall this out as best as possible. Also taking that regen globe with the Misha there. That Hunter's Gather is going to be a nice benefit for the Rexar, which I'm probably sure I said Rhaegar a couple times already. We do currently have the burn onto this camp, and Hanzo actually not going... They're actually going to go into the explosive arrow, so that is going to be their kind of... I wouldn't say wave clear, but going to be having a little bit more damage into the Zerg wave, as we do have just camps picked up from both teams. Going to just rotate around the map. Just soak up as much experience as possible, as we do have about a 3/4 of a level difference between these two teams. Tens are slowly approaching for both, but a little bit more in favor for the members of Guy's Gems, as it looks like Joanna went ahead and stole that regen globe, but might pay for it with their life. So much damage going out, so much used, but that will be Odin just tapping well, coming right back into this just fine. Just peeking through some of the questing talents, as we do have a rotation from this team into the top lane. Beacons are activating here. We have the taunt going out. Recall out from the Tracer right onto the Lurking Arm with a couple hundred health. They are able to get out. Phoenix going to go ahead and get the Blink into there. The Warp, though, with no shields, going to get the Pustule from the Stukov. Going to get healed up there just fine. As well as stacking up some of the level 1 questing talent, the advanced targeting from the Phoenix. Poke into Uaz in the backline. The stun will be coming out at this time with that taunt. Beacons are available. We do have the Flame Strike out from the Kael'thas, just trying to zone some people off this point. Won't be enough, as top will be held over. Bottom is going to be held by that Misha, so that will be Zerg Wave charging up in favor for the members of Guy's Gems. As it looks like they're going to be holding that bottom just fine. Odin going to be going ahead and getting a 3-person condemn. There is the Lurking Arm. There is also going to be the stun. Spoogle's getting over this wall just fine. A lot of damage going out onto that Hanzo. Not going to be yielding a kill. 16 seconds, just, it's every 16 seconds you got to worry about a taunt. So right now, it's like a hook. Ooh, Odin actually going to be running far away. Blink out. Unstoppable's used. Kael'thas actually going to be falling, and the chase working out real well for the members of Guy's Gems as they go ahead and jump back onto this point. Bottom's still going to be held over by Stwish into Magic Walrus. The next Zerg wave will be bottom, so maybe look to see them rotate down there soon as they got those 2 kills. I don't think they're going to be able to contest this unless they do just push top extremely hard with the members they have available up there. Tracer already in bottom. Magic Walrus going to go ahead and just use that Wraith Walk right out of there, not even wanting to try and take that fight into Cody Kraz. But we do have all of the members rotating into bottom lane from Guy's Gems. I think they want to really push with this. They do have that 10s available. It is going to be Boars? Bestial Wrath. Actually, no. Bestial Wrath. So that's the upgrade to Misha, right? Yeah. I've actually never really see that. We're also going to be having the Quantum Spike from the Tracer. We have the Stim Drone from White Ghost. Hanzo Arrow going to be having the Dragon Arrow, and Blessed Shield coming out from the Joanna. There is the Tracer going to be going ahead and getting the Stim Drone. Taunt going to be going out. Kael'thas doing a lot of damage. On top of that, there is going to be the Pulse Run go out. Cars and Guitars taking so much. I don't think there's going to be enough. That will be the Varian falling at this time. Some poke damage coming out from Kael'thas, but it might be the end for Cheese Sticks here. Gravity Lapse coming out, but that will be the grenade confirming the kill. They get the kill into Stukov as well, as the Zerg wave is continuing to push bottom. Granted, it is just 3 Guardians, but hey, 3 Guardians siege a lot more with a 5-man in the bottom lane, but, 4-man, as we do have Stwish in the top lane once again going into Magic Walrus. Meanwhile, bottom, I think they're just going to let this go. 10s were achieved as well for the members of PsychoSwarm. They did pick up Phoenix for zoning. They have the Flailing Swipe out from the Stukov. The Orc is going to have the March of the Black King. We have the Shield Wall from the Varian, and Planet Cracker, or Mean Beam, if you will, going to be coming out from the Phoenix. A little bit of a bush party. We got to be nice and quiet here, as it looks like they rotate through. They're going to go ahead and get the Pulse Round onto one member. Blow up onto Kael'thas right away. The Cars and Guitars not in the best spot, but the taunt. If you recall into a point that you've already been standing in, unfortunately, you were going to recall in the same spot. They actually get the Mean Beam. That's too good. That was really good. The taunt into Beam there was actually, I really like that play, and I'm hoping to see a lot more of those. But definitely the other thing too is resetting the untouchable stacks from the Tracer there. So whatever stacking Tracer had is gone. So that extra power is going to be, you know, not there for the friendly team. I'm just like, Misha, what are you... Oh, Misha going to get taunted. Going to be just fine, though. Their own camp going to be grabbed on the side of Guy's Gems. I don't think they're going to want to try and fight this, as it looks like they try and do... As they do their own. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane, they do have this camp pushing bottom. Of course, in bottom lane. Siege camp, though, going to be having that advantage as they do rotate a couple members down to clear that out. The rest of the team will be going into top with the Bruiser camp grab. Going to try and siege this up a little bit more and maybe push back the lanes. But we do have a 4-man in bottom. Collapsing a little bit onto a couple of these members. The Wraithwalk is going to be coming out. Taunt's going to be happening as well. They disengage from this cleanly. Only utilizing Taunt. That will be back in the next 8 seconds here. In case you're wondering, that is what the counter on top of Varian's face is his taunt counter. Crooked, thank you. How you doing? Taunt going to be going out. Do we get a Mean Beam? Nope. Phoenix going to be coming out as well, though. Odin getting to condemn onto a couple of these members, as it looks like they're looking to fight this even more. Cheese Stick's going to get the Pulse Round onto them. Won't be enough. But the Quantum Spike just not giving enough damage there, as we do have some poke damage going out onto Uaz, and that will be Stukov falling at this time. Blind going to be coming out, and they're going to look to push in a little bit more here and open up this gate. Create a little bit more pressure for themselves. Mean Beam coming out. The taunt onto White Ghost. Not going to be getting the kill that they're looking for. Heal coming out from... Or just heal coming out in general, actually, excuse me. The beam was on White Ghost. And that will be Varian falling at this time. They go ahead and push a little bit more into the bottom lane. Now, top is opened up a little bit more. They don't have anyone who can potentially rotate in, so they're going to push onto Kujo. All the shielding being gone, but not going to push too hard as they go ahead and... Are they going to try and get a keep here? Varian down for the next 12 seconds. Doesn't look like it. They get the charge over. That will be bottom charging fairly easily. Top lane, the Kujo's trying to poke into this, but Misha will be on the point. Once again, they're going to bush party here. They're going to go ahead and catch Magic Walrus as they're rotating, but they want to set their sights on Cheese Sticks. Pulse Round this time will connect. Taunt goes out, but no follow-up damages. They did get that kill onto the Kael'thas. Kujo on that top lane, meanwhile, though, on Stwish, trying to get some damage out, but Kujo going to be having to use the warp right out of there. The rest of the team will be rotating up, and if they get this 100% Zerg, which they will, they do have all 5 members in the top. They don't need to worry about bottom lane, and they're going to start pushing this up a little bit more. Some poke damage going out into Uaz, spreading the pustule around here. Some knockback with the grenade from Lieutenant Morales. And the one thing to note really quickly is the majority of the members have finished their questing talents. Actually, excuse me, taunt and everything going out onto Odin here. Silence as well, but it isn't going to yield them what I think they're looking for. Kujo taking quite a bit of damage, as it looks like the condemn is good, and they go ahead and get the grenade kill, I think, from the Lieutenant Morales there. They also had the stim drone onto Cody Kraz and just dealing so much damage. T-Stick's going to be falling a little bit low here. Pulse Round going to be going out, but the Protect status was enough. Looks like top lane is going to be pushed in fine. Bottom lane, meanwhile, though, does have that Rexar pushing in with the wave. Going to be trying to get a keep. Taunt going to be going out onto the Tracer. Some damage going to be coming out from Kael'thas. Those late game flame strikes are getting pretty devastating as Tracer tries to open this up a little bit more through the sidewalls. Cars and Guitars a little bit low, trying to get some healing from Uaz as well as the well there. And they start to push in onto this keep. Taunt is available, but Stukov going to be falling at this time. They start to push a little bit harder. Meanwhile, though, in bottom, Rexar did get that, did get the keep. Mean Beam going to come out and get one of the Guardians killed. Flame Strike out from the Kael'thas once again. Stwish has rotated up with the team after getting the keep in bottom lane. Maybe dive into Kujo here. They get the Gravity Lapse onto the Misha. Ooh, actually dive in and taunt onto the Bear. They get the kill onto Misha. And actually, they're going to get Rexar as well. They need to back off. Cody Kraz a little bit low. Doesn't want to spread the bomb there. And Cujo taking a bit from the grenade from Lieutenant Morales as they start to have catapult pressure in bottom lane. That keep being knocked down is going to be something they need to deal with consistently on the side of PsychoSwarm. We're going to see as looks like they want to set their sights on an invade. Now, they don't have 16 talents here, so this is a little risky. Going to dive in. They do have one member down. They get the camp, and that will be another kill onto Tracer. So without Rexar here, they're going to go ahead and get that stagger death onto Tracer. That is huge for them. Cujo going to go ahead and get the warp right out. Going to help the friendly team burn away that camp. As it looks like top lane is pushed back for them. They can kind of rotate off, get the clear onto this. No, they're actually going to go ahead and rotate over to boss. There's really no way they can contest this. I mean, they can. There is a way, but it's a little too risky with the 5 members there. But Odin's scouting it out. Hanzo Arrow in. They actually have. Oh, they have the Leoric going ahead and using the March of the Black King, but they actually get the Varian kill and they get the Stukov kill as well as on top of that the Leoric. And with that Kael'thas on top of that and boss being picked up, the other Cujo just barely getting out with a couple hundred health. Meanwhile, though, bottom lane, that camp that was picked up so early is pushing up onto the keep. All that's left is Cujo and Magic Walrus with about 50% left. Meme Beam going to come out. They actually get some disrupt with it. Going to get some healing from that core as well, but it looks like they're going to set their sights on the core. Excuse me, from the Nexus he got some healing. You don't get healing from the core. Couple members coming back. I don't know if they're going to be able to pop and get in on this. Cars and Guitars going to be coming back at this time. Maybe looking for a target, 30-some% on the core. They dive in. A lot of damage coming out, but that will be game number 2 going over to Guys Gems. GG, well played.